Hello, everybody. Welcome to a very, very special episode here of the YYC Real Estate Show. We're here on site in the Dominican Republic with the top agent here, my colleague, Linda Bahar. Thank you for being on and welcoming us here today.
Thank you very much.
Very interested. Lot of questions for those out there interested in investing their hard-earned dollars abroad. I'm sure everyone's intrigued by it, but there's a lot of hesitation, which is understandable. So we're here to alleviate those hesitations and answer any questions everyone may have and just give you a generic idea what it means to live here, what it means to invest here, day in, day out, what lifestyle here is about for families, for friends, for just day-to-day life. So start by saying that, Linda and I are both real estate agents, Canadians, and looking to also invest here in the Dominican Republic. So, Linda, what brought you here to the Dominican?
Oh, very good question to begin with. First of all, thank you very much for coming here and visiting us. It's great to have you here. For me, it was always my dream to have a property in Caribbean so I can escape the Canadian winters and get to a point that I can come and enjoy and partially retire here. However, during the pandemic, I got the opportunity to start looking and seeing what options I had. So I started traveling to many countries around here, and Dominican Republic for me checked off all the boxes in terms of investing and just staying long term. The business opportunities and profitability was the reason that I chose Dominican Republic. And I would say the most important of the reasons was the safety matter of it that I chose Dominican. I decided to come here for 2 months just to check it out, and then I realized very quickly that it was very safe in the area that we were staying, so we chose to do the move, and it has been very positive. So
nice. So my experience is I visited the Dominican on a vacation first time last year, about this time last year, and I started enjoying myself as well, noticing how nice it is, how convenient it is, even down to the little things like all your outlets are the same as in Canada.
Yeah.
Those small things. And I started seeing realtordr.com. So I started looking at properties while I was here just to see the price difference. And it is a huge price difference from what you get in Canada and even America. So that intrigued me even more so. And so I reached out to Linda. We developed a relationship, and she granted me the access to promote phase 1 and 2 of the Laguna Beach here, apartments, security, personnel, safety, all that stuff. So it's essentially a resort that you can fully Airbnb, come stay yourself. So investments here are aplenty, and your dollar goes a long way, in my opinion. So, hey, let's talk about, Linda, the process from start to finish. Let's say one of my clients says, well, I'm interested. I don't want to buy a $350,000 apartment in Canada. What can I get for that much money in the Dominican?
for 350,000 Canadian, you can actually do a lot here. If you we have multiple way of purchasing. You can get a 2-bedroom apartment here that will easily generate you 10% of ROI, which if you're an investor, creating double-digit income and ROI is a key, and it's a good profit to have. We can get a 2-bedroom villa in a gated community as such that we are in right now. It's the Sua Ocean Village. And you can get, in certain cases, you can get oceanfront properties. You can get really nice fixer offers if you're into getting a project for yourself. So there is many options that you can do. And in certain cases, we can facilitate financing for our buyers through the either private lender or the builder financing. In certain cases, we can also do owner financing as well, which hopefully we will circle back to that.
So one of the most intriguing investments to me, where personally I will try my investing out here, is the property you showed me, which kind of is very safe. And I suggest someone for their first time investing here, if you're not a savvy investor yet, or experienced with developing and buying that land, for example, you might want to really consider and look into Blue Spring.
That's correct.
So tell everyone out there about what you showed me with Blue Spring.
So Blue Spring is actually condominium. It's a total of 6 buildings, and each building has 6 units in it, 3 stories. They're a mix of 2 bedrooms and 3 bedrooms with a private swimming pool, 24/7 security, and it's only 15 minutes walk to the center of the town, only 3 minutes drive if you wish. It's a fantastic opportunity because of the price point for brand new projects. They already broken ground and it will be finished in 1 calendar year. If not 1.5, I always like to stretch it a little bit just in case. We are blessed here, so all year round we have great weather to continue our build. However, the purchase price for 2 bedrooms is $171,000. For 3 bedrooms, $185,000. The blessing about it is usually as you go higher, obviously the prices go up, but they're all at the same price, all levels. We have already sold out of most of the units on phase 1. They released 3 buildings, so phase 2 will be the last 3 buildings that we will be releasing.
So $330 all in per month?
Yeah.
And $2,000 a month if you're looking to finance for those 3 years?
That's correct.
But the rental market here, the Airbnb market here is it's very, very busy.
Yes, and how I look at it as an investor, 100,000 US that approximately you will put down equivalents to 130,000 Canadian. In Canada, for 130,000, we usually put down as a 20% down payment for a 2-bedroom. I don't know. I'm from Ontario, so in our area, it's like a 2-bedroom stacked townhouse. You can get something for $400,000, $500,000, and your down payment equivalents to that. And then you tie yourself to a mortgage for 30 years, and you have to deal with constantly interest hike. Am I going to get approved? Is it going to happen? This and that. In here, in such a project, you're only financing for 3 years, and it's fixed mortgage, no penalty involved whatsoever to pay your loan if you want to close it off, if you want to sell the property. You know, in Canada, if you close your mortgage sooner, there is a payoff penalty. I have been penalized a couple of times on my investments when I went to sell them. So those are the blessings of having a private financing with the builder or owner financing.
So with everybody out there, and we talked about it on our most recent episode before I left Canada, that another interest rate hike in Canada brought it to a record 5%. And so with that in mind, you know, for example, investing here, you would give $5,000 US as the deposit.
That's correct.
$500 US for a lawyer fee.
That may vary, but yes.
Okay, so lawyer fee might vary, but $5,000 US deposit, and then 50% will be due when they break ground.
Yes, so 50% is generally the down payment that you need to put down. And let's say if it's a pre-construction, you will have phases of payments as the construction is being completed. If it's already a completed unit and it's already built, then if you're facilitating financing, then your total 50% will be due at the time of closing.
Okay.
Yeah, and the lawyer fee is usually 1% of the total purchase price. And on top of that, we will have 2% of the property transfer tax. So total of 3% will be your overhead cost.
Nice.
To have it transferred.
What was really attractive about the phase 1 and 2 at the Laguna Beach that you were allowing me to promote to Canadians was there was like no sales tax, no rental income tax for 15 years.
That's correct.
50% was financed for you. No qualifying as long as you just put your 50%. So if you wanted to buy a brand new apartment here, fully secured in a resort, you would, you know, $138,000 is the full price. You would give 50%. The other 50 for 5 years would be financed to you, and we can almost guarantee you'd be generating positive cash flow throughout those years to pay that.
Just due to all the amenities that the Sosua Ocean Village provides, like 3 ocean clubs, restaurants on site, a full gym, multiple swimming pools, tennis court, soccer court. It's just a dream paradise. Essentially, it's like living in a resort,
right? But
in the comfort of your own home.
So nice. So it's the best of both worlds in a sense. Yeah,
absolutely. And the way the owner financing works, which I think is a huge bonus, which as an investor, I took advantage of it multiple times myself. There is no approval process like we go through in Canada and US. So simply, if you can put the money down, they really don't care what job you have, how much income you make. There is no approval process whatsoever, as long as you have the down payment to commit to your purchase.
For those out there that don't want to perhaps spend $150,000, $200,000, and they say, well, how far does my, $50,000, for example, go here in the Dominican? So what was really interesting, opened my eyes yesterday, 2 days ago, we went to see some bare land acquisitions that Linda Bahar has done, and it's near Cabaret.
Cabaret,
Yeah, so, it's literally bare land that she's going to develop. You have the opportunity to develop a big villa or some small A-frames you can rent out, and it's right along the river. And what was really cool is we had to cross the river because there's a bridge yet to be made. So Linda tested the waters, got in there, made sure it was knee level, and we took the vehicle through.
Yeah.
And for those out there, when you get on some slippery rocks, when you're leaving a river bank and you might get stuck, even though you have 4x4, some Facebook hacks do work.
Yeah.
Take out your rubber mats, put them under your back two tires, and you'll be good to go. We tried it first try. We were out.
Yeah, that was definitely a good experience, and I'm glad watching all those reels worked for something. Yeah. In terms of to me, it's very important. Like when you put your money in the bank, obviously we know the percentage that you're making on interest to earn on your hard-earned dollar. It's not much in the bank, right? It's essentially, you don't even cover the inflation that is happening currently all over the world, not just Canada and US. I myself, every time I have chunk of money, just like the land that you noticed, I invest it. Don't wait to buy and then wait.
You've all heard me say that many times on the show. You do not wait to buy real estate. You buy real estate and wait.
And then wait, honestly.
So for example, the properties that Linda was showing me, a few parcels are her own, and there were some that were available. So talk to me about the one that was available next to yours.
Yeah.
I believe it was how much for?
So it is after all your lawyer fees and everything like that, comes to 80,000 US, which is around 100,000 Canadian, that you can purchase it. It is 6,100 square meter, which comes to approximately 6,500 square feet of a land, and the land beside me already has plantain trees on it that are being harvested every year, which is essentially an income on the property. And because how low the price of the property is, taxes yearly is pretty much next to nothing.
Yeah, similar to Canada, when you buy bare land, your taxes are $200-300 a year. It's just for bare land.
Yes.
Here, the benefit, if you want to hold and wait a little bit of time before you develop on it and decide what you want to do, can at least reap the benefits of having it harvested down here. Of course, the weather here year-round, there's a lot of opportunities. And, there's a lot of questions I'm sure everyone has out there about safety as well, not just safety in regards to just living here day to day, but people have asked me when I was mentioning to them and promoting them investing down here, people would often ask me about hurricane season and those kind of things.
So that is another great reason why I chose the north coast of Dominican Republic. We are pretty much essentially in the hurricane protected paradise up here in Cabaret area. Most of the hurricanes usually hits our south side, if it was to, which is around Punta Cana and the Santo Domingo area. And if it was to come to the north, it has to pass through 230 kilometers of massive land and Pico Duarte, which is our high mountains, which essentially just kills the hurricane by the time it gets here. Let's say if it was to come from the north side, our deep waters between us and Puerto Rico also causes the north wave for the hurricane, so it kind of passes us. And essentially at the end of the day, it just turns to a simple rain. We have had some massive hurricanes that passed by in the past couple of years that I have been here. It had left damages in other parts, but we only had like light rain here. We didn't even lose electricity or internet, which is phenomenal. And we are also protected from the floods with the reefs that we have. It kind of just floods the water out, although it's a dream for our surfers to hit Cabarete in Cointreau Beach. And it's just pretty much God's given nature for everyone here.
Amazing. So there you have it. Your surf, your investments is safe here from the weather, as well as it's a very, very comfortable lifestyle. So speaking to the comfort of lifestyle, I mean, a lot of young adults may want to invest here and enjoy their time here on their vacations. But let's say a family wanted to come here with children. Is there schools for their English? Is there things like that available here for them?
Absolutely. I actually personally helped many families to relocate from Canada and US to Dominican Republic, especially to our area. We have multiple actually international schools here that have French, English, Spanish, with high standards of education. And it's not just like Canada and US that you go through basic math and stuff like that. They actually teach them life skills as well. I have seen kids do gardening here. I have seen them riding horses, feed animals, a lot of different sources for them to be involved in the nature, which I think is very important for us to learn the survival tactics of the life, not just the basics of the mathematics and
reading, writing, arithmetic.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm very actually blessed and pretty much left speechless how talented people are here, just because how hands-on and involved they are from the childhood in their schools and etc.
Amazing. So basically, anybody, all walks of life, this would be a great place if you're considering moving your investments around. And any other questions, you know how to reach out to us. We will put Linda's contact info and all the links as well. So thank you very much for having us here.
My
pleasure.
pleasure.
Very, very special episode. I was at a local cigar shop that you told me about yesterday, and he's a gentleman from Switzerland that's been here 16 years. I asked him some of the similar questions as well, and he said the same things. I specifically asked him, does your business suffer? Is there seasonal waves of your income? And he said, no, there's might be a slow season for tourism in maybe 2 or 3 months, but it's not like everything dies. And also, he said the worst he's ever seen a storm come through, he just had to bring his outside few tables,
Yeah, just to protect
inside. Business as usual. So
yeah, I would say I'm just talking about based on my personal experiences on my own investments down here. We really don't have a slow season, not that I have experienced myself. We have clientele that come here a few times a year. We have like constantly people coming in and out. We are snowbirds land. We have people that live here for 6 to 8 months of the year. And once those people go back, it's the people who are off the school, off their job during the summer season, and they like to travel here. During the pandemic, when the world was experiencing the lowest tourism and all that, Dominican Republic was actually up by 10% in their tourism. Daily, we recognize that only 11,000 people touched down in Puerto Plata, which is only 45 minutes from here. That's on daily basis. Our highest number was last July that we had. I'm sure that we have higher numbers than that, but the one that I remember, in 1 month we had 750,000 people visiting. So
far, before I came here, this year, from January to now, you've seen close to 5 million tourists come in.
Absolutely. Yes, our 2022 numbers were 11 and change million.
Yeah, so it's at 5 now, halfway through the year.
Yes. So. Yeah, we're definitely blessed on that with how affordable the flights are, how affordable the living expenses are here. Most people actually, after they realize that they can work from home, they take trip more often and they come here and they rent Airbnb and they just pretty much chill here and work at the same time. And the area that we are in, we actually don't have many all-inclusive resorts, which in my opinion is fantastic. Whoever wants the resort lifestyle, they go to Punta Cana area to pretty much relax for 1 week, eat, sleep, and have fun. But people who actually want to experience the Caribbean lifestyle, they like to come to the North Coast where we are at and stay in Airbnbs, which are phenomenal. Our city is not big, so it's very easy and accessible for people to get around, and it's a phenomenal experience.
Yeah, even coming here, you have the option, no problem, to rent an ATV and go around the streets, which is very cool, I've noticed here. So not the same rules back home where there's some street legal vehicles, whereas here, on the same street, you'll have a big SUV, a bus, a motorcycle, an ATV, you can horseback riding, whatever you want to do. Many, many excursions, as I'm sure everyone already knows, as any resort offers.
Absolutely.
But what I'm really excited to share with everyone is just how how great of an investment and how far your dollar can go here. So I highly encourage anyone considering moving their money and not having all their eggs in one basket, so to speak, having 2-3 rentals in Calgary or anywhere in Canada, the US. Perhaps I suggest you try liquidating one of your investments and see that your one apartment there can go a long way down here.
Absolutely. That's how I started. I liquidated and I invested here, and I can honestly say this hands down that my investments has never been more profitable than what it is here. Just how the tax system works, how the return works, it's just way better. It's short-term rentals. In Canada, for some homes, we do long-term rentals, and with the tenants, sometimes it can be difficult.
Oh yeah.
But short-term, you bring them, you host them, and then they're off and they enjoy their stay, and then you're on to your next guest, and you don't have the headache of long-term rentals.
We all know those headaches.
Yeah, for sure. And being only 10 minutes from the international airport of Puerto Plata, it's only 10 minutes to get to our town. It's very accessible. When you get to your destination, when you're traveling and you have to take a bus or transportation for an hour, it's really fun. You want to just get there.
It's just 10 minutes, and it's a direct flight from Toronto, 4 hours, Toronto to here, direct flight. So
yeah, Toronto 4 hours, Miami hour and a half, New York 4 hours. It's very accessible to arrive here.
Yeah. So another question I'm sure everyone is thinking about in regards to if you were going to purchase land, which has a much bigger return when you're done the final product, especially in the area that Linda had showed me, because it's an up and coming area. And that's where all the new development is going to happen. So getting in at the ground level is when you're going to see the biggest returns. If you have that patience to wait, 2 years, 3 years maybe. So I know what everyone is probably thinking out there, which is, let's say I purchase $100,000 Canadian and I buy that big piece of land, ready to build a villa, ready to build a few apartments or put A-frame cottages there right along the river. Who is going to be in charge? Will my investment be safe? Who can I trust to do the work, the construction? So
absolutely. That's definitely it.
What would you tell them about that? Because she's done many deals here.
Yeah,
so.
That's absolutely a good question. So as myself, Linda, Bahar, and as the team of Realtor DR, we are one-stop shop. So we do have builders already in the place. We do have every kind of service that you can ever imagine. Property management and all that. But let's say you did purchase a land in Cabarete area. We do have very reputable builders that can do the planning and everything with you and do the build, and we will supervise the work for you. And we can send you daily updates, weekly updates, however you would like to keep yourself updated with your project. But we are pretty much essentially one-stop shop.
Amazing. So the realtors here do much more than we do over there. So like we've said on our episodes before, everyone is being cautious on who they hire and choose to do their renovations back home. Unfortunately, a lot of citizens in my town, Calgary, have been taken advantage of, and the work hasn't been done or wasn't done properly or was delayed.
Yeah.
And we say always reach out to your real estate agent. We can direct you and take care of things for you over there, or at least guide you to the reputable builders and the reputable contractors. Whereas here, just reach out to Linda and she'll take care of everything A to Z. Similar to if you buy something brand new and you get, monthly, 2-3 month updates on what's happening. Today this was done. In a month's time this will be completed. So
absolutely. We are a Canadian-owned company. Our two founders, they're both Canadians as well.
Nice.
One is an ex-police officer from Saskatchewan area, and another gentleman, he used to own and actually he still is the owner of a property management company in Toronto area.
Okay.
So they're definitely not new on the island, definitely not new on the business. It's absolute our pleasure, and we take pride on the services that we provide on daily basis to our clients. And most of our buyers, they buy sight unseen, and they're not on the country, or they come once a while. So it's definitely a peace of mind to have a team that will do A to Z for you, so you don't have to bounce from person to person. Let's say you purchase with us and you have to build with somebody else. You have to property manage it with somebody else. we definitely try to build that trust and foundation for our clients to do all their business with one establishment to have the peace of mind in their investment.
That's amazing. Even more, I'm very happy to hear that 2 Canadians are the owners.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes, definitely. When I moved to Dominican Republic, I definitely wasn't going to settle with just any company. And after I did my due diligences, I very quickly found out that the Realtor DR is actually #1 real estate company down here. We do have other big names on the island as well, but Realtor DR very quickly escalated to be the #1 in the area. And please feel free to check our website, realtordr.com. Check our YouTube channel, realtordr.com again, and you will definitely be impressed with the product that we have provided for our clients, and on a daily basis continue to service them.
Amazing. So once again, thank you very much for tuning in. Very excited on a very special episode. Hopefully many more of these episodes to come. Showcase, also tell you about my own personal investments I'll be doing here as well. So excited to share with you guys all about that. And I'm back to Canada soon, and Linda, of course, she's back to Ontario soon as well.
Yes, I actually visit often to meet with clients and prospects down there. So if anybody is in Toronto area, Ontario, I'll definitely do my best to sit down with you in person. I do believe meeting in person is always a key. So I often take trips to States and Canada. It will be a pleasure to meet you guys. I appreciate your time for setting up this podcast. It has been a short but not long wait to have you here. So it's definitely a pleasure to show around and have you here with us.
No, very, very excited. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we will see you next time.
Have a good one, guys.